Hello guys, welcome back to the Debug Arena. In today's video, I will show how we can properly install MySQL Server, MySQL Workbench and MySQL Shell in Windows. So first, if you were trying to install MySQL and you are unsuccessful, then please go and uninstall all the instances of MySQL which you were trying to download. I will show you from start. To install MySQL, we have to go to Google and you can search for MySQL installer, or other than this we can also search for mysql.com. So I will search for mysql.com, and here I will click on the first link which is of mysql.com, and then I will click on this download button. Here we can just scroll down and I will click on this MySQL community GPL download. Okay, let me just zoom in, and after that it will navigate us to here. From here we have to download this MySQL installer. So I will open that, and in this you can choose the version which you want. I prefer the latest version only, and here we have to install this MySQL installer community, and it is of 303 MB. Now I will click on this download button. After this, from here you can log in also, but I will directly click on this, just start my download, and you can see my download has started. Let's wait for it to finish, and you can see here it is done. Now I will click on this and let's start the installation process, and you can see here MySQL installer has started. I will click on this yes. It is asking me for permissions. Again, it is asking me for permission. So I will press yes. And you can see here, we will get this type of layout. If you don't get this type of layout, that means MySQL is already in your machine, halfly installed, but yeah, it is already present in your machine. If you are installing MySQL for the first time, you should get the interface like this only. Now from here, I will click on this custom because I have to download different application, and then I will click on this next button. From here, we can choose the application which we want. So first thing, I want MySQL Server. So I will just expand this, then select the server which I want, and then click on this arrow button. After the same thing I will do for Workbench. Workbench I will select and move it to this side. And after that, I will also want the shell. I am not going to use router. If you want, you can download that also. After that, I will press on this next button. And from here, I can just click on execute. It will start to install. So let's wait for it to finish. Okay, the installation is done. You can see here the status is completed. Now I will click on this next button. And from here, this MySQL server is ready to configure. So I will click on next again. And after this, here, if you want, you can make changes in the port, but I think this is fine. So I will again click on next, and here I will select this use strong password, which is by default. Then I will click on this next, and here we have to set the password for the root. This root password we should always remember, otherwise we would not be able to log into our localhost. Okay, so for now I will give it as 1234 and repeat password also 1234. Now after giving this, I will click on the next, and this will be same. Now I will click on this next, and yeah, again next, and at last I will click on this execute. So all of this command will be executing. Now let's wait for them to finish. Okay, the installation is done. MySQL is successfully installed in your machine. Now let's check the output. So first I will click on this finish, and then I will click on this next, and at last finish. So this is done. You can see this is MySQL shell. So this is totally installed. After this, I will just go to my search box and I will try to search Workbench, and you can see MySQL Workbench is also there. I will just try to open that, and once it is open, you might see your localhost, which is your default connection. Otherwise, if it is blank like this, you can click on this button. Okay, and this will try to create a new connection. So here I will pass localhost. Okay, and my host name will be this, port will be this, and now I will try to test the connection. And here I have to pass my root password, which I have given. You can see the successfully made the SQL connection. So this is done. Now I will click on this OK, and you can see the new instance is created. Now I will just open this, and you can see MySQL Workbench has been created. Here I can run the command like so databases, and I can just select all of this thing, then run, and you can see it will give me all the databases. So MySQL Workbench is also working fine. Now only thing remaining is that if I go to my CMD and try to run MySQL here, you can see I am getting MySQL is not recognized. To solve this issue, what we have to do, we have to go to File Explorer. After that, go to C drive. In that, we have to move to Program Files. In this MySQL Server, inside bin, copy the path and come here and search for Edit Environment System Variable. Okay, open that, go to advanced, then click on environment variable. Then inside this system variable, go to path and then click on edit. And here click on new, and here we can pass this path to the bin. I will press on OK. I will press on OK. Then we have to close the CMD. Then again I will open the CMD, and now I will run MySQL. We are getting different error. It is like we have to give the password, but our CMD is recognizing this command. To tackle this issue, that is access denied for user, what we have to do, we have to run one command, which is we have to write MySQL U, which is for user, after that root, and here we have to write P, which is for password, and we have to enter our root password, which is 1234 in my case. And here you can see I'm inside MySQL. So here also, if I write the command which is show databases, and when I hit enter, you can see I'm getting the databases. So in this way, you can properly install MySQL in your Windows machine and use it for coding and learning the databases. And you know what? If you have previously tried to install MySQL and it was unsuccessful, after that, when you try to install SQL like the way which I have shown, and when you try to run this MySQL installer, you might not get that type of interface which I have shown mandatory to install. Rather than that, you will get this type of interface like here. So this means your MySQL is partially installed. So to remove that properly and to start the process from the scratch, what you have to do, you have to click on this remove button, and after that you have to select everything like all the product, and you have to click on the next, and after that you have to click on this next, and at last if you click on this execute now, this MySQL will totally get removed from your computer, and then you can again rerun this installer to install it properly. That's it for the video. I hope you have understand each and every step, and still you are facing some issue, then please let me know in comments. I will try to help you. Thank you.